Kids at school called me Eddie Spaghetti. That wasn't fun. Say, Eddie Spaghetti, your meatballs are ready. That's what they would say. That's how they tease me. The jerk that started this lived right next door to me. Little Ray Ray. This little punk. And one day, we got in a little scrape behind the cars in the driveway. And Ray Ray kicked my ass pretty good. Pretty damn good. To the point where I ran away from him crying. And my mom was on the porch. Oh my gosh, what happened? Mama, Ray, he slapped me, punched me in the face. Oh, come here, sweetheart. I remember, come here, baby. We're in the kitchen and she's hugging me. And it's okay, he's a bad boy. His daddy's been in jail like 3 times. We're not that kind of family. They're mean, right? He's a bad man. And I can hear. Here comes Big Ed down the hallway. I can hear him. I'm thinking he's going to give me a big hug too, right? My dad goes, what the hell's going on in here? My mom turns around and says, this criminal next door, Ray Ray, has assaulted our son for the 400th time. That's what's going on here. Are you going to do anything about this? And my dad goes, get your hands off him. He goes, get over here. And he gets down at my level and he goes, look at me. You are leaving this house and you are going back over there and you are kicking his ass. You understand me? No, Dad, he always kicks my butt. And I walk over to their porch, which is like 3 steps from ours. And I knock on the door, their screen, and Big Ray all tatted up, no shirt on. He's through the screen. What's up, Eddie? I said, Big Ray, my dad says I have to come over here and kick Ray Ray's ass or I can't come home for dinner. So, and Big Ray goes, I like that kind of party. Let's get him. I'm serious. I hear him at the door. Ray Ray, Ray Ray. That's how he yells. Ray Ray, get over here. Little bulldog comes running up. Right? He goes, hey, little Eddie wants another piece. And little Ray Ray goes, let's do this. I'm like, oh crap. And we got up there and Big Ray goes, you get there, go. And Ray Ray came at me. And by some force of sheer blessing from God, I got this little dude in a headlock and I'm giving him, my dad used to give me noogies. Remember noogies? So I didn't really know how to hit him, but I'm noogieing the hell out of this kid's head. Noogies, just noogies. And so finally, I kicked his ass, right? No. So, Big Ray stops it. Big Ray pulls us off each other and he goes, Ray, he got you. Now shake his hand. And we shook hands. And I walked home, my dad's like, now get in here. Let's make some spaghetti. Let's do this, right? Right? So proud of me. Now, I'm just going to tell you a couple things you need to know. Number one, that taught me life will give you what you'll fight for. That's really the point of the story. Now, my mother, who heard me tell this story one of the times, she feels like I should also divulge another set of facts. I don't even know why this is relevant at all, but because my mom asked you, I'll just tell you, I was 7, Ray Ray was 4. I just want you to know that. But I don't know why that's even relevant. Why is that relevant? Why is that relevant? Life will give you what you'll fight for. Once and for all, you could find out what you're capable of. Once and for all, you could find out if you're capable of becoming this man or woman you always dreamed about. Life's gonna give you ultimately what you'll fight for. Stop backing into everything. Stand up. Bow your back a little bit. Start to walk a little different. Start to be that best version of you. You can do it in your quiet way. You can do it the way you do it, but somehow they gotta look at you and go, okay, I won't monkey with that one. In your life, you're going to get what you tolerate. So what's the decision? What have you been sitting on? Is it the decision to finally get serious? Is it the decision to get licensed? Is it the decision to stop worrying about what people think? Is it the decision to become a great closer? Is it a decision to get off of some drug or alcohol you're on? What's the decision? It's sitting right in front of you. You knew it when you came in here. What have you been hesitating on? What are you afraid of? Face it. Right now, what do you need to decide?
That was the door. I was buying, just lining up for lunch. They grabbed me out, dragged me all the way to here. Like just 2, 3 guys, big guys, drag me all the way here, and they beat the shit out of me, right at this spot. And that happened multiple times. Multiple times. I didn't tell my mom about it, but actually I had nightmares. I will wake up in the morning sweating, this fear, this panic, because then it's so unpredictable. You don't know when you go to school when and where you're gonna get attacked. At the time, my mom bought me one of these English electronic dictionary. They were very expensive. It was like a few $100 US, money that we didn't have. My mom sacrificed so much for me, so much. She decided to immigrate to Canada so that I have a better environment to learn my English, to have a better future for myself. And in class, because I couldn't understand what the teacher was saying, I would bring this dictionary out and I'll open it up. It's got a little pen and I would write on it and it would check what the teacher was saying. I was reading the book, I didn't understand what she was saying. And the kids, they were just trashing me. They were like, what is this, some fancy computer, you Asian kid? When you think you bring this stuff, electronics, think you're so cool? And then I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't, first I didn't understand what they're saying. I said, I don't, that's not what I meant. It's just what my mom bought for me. And then they grab it and they were running around with it. I was trying to chase it to get it back because I didn't want anything to happen to that electronic dictionary. The damn kid took the dictionary, the window was open, he threw it out the window, it landed on the pavement and broke the damn thing. I didn't let that stop me though. I was acting like the dictionary worked, but I actually had one of those old paper dictionary. And I was memorizing 5 to 10 words every day. Every day I'm learning. Because I didn't want my mom to find out that the dictionary didn't work. And the best way to hide that incident is actually by improving my English. So I had one of those big dictionary. I mean, it's all dog-eared. I mean, I flip through it, highlight it, write down, and memorize each word. I will pronunciate. I will read through it. I will read it 100 times just to get one word right. I think every incident, even this, you can see I'm a little bit, even thinking about it, a little bit angry at it, but it shaped who I am today. And it trains me not to make excuses. It's whatever I can use it, whatever I can make out of it. There's some good that could come out with that. From that kid to who I am today, from the kid who couldn't speak a word of English, who didn't have the electronic dictionary, to now writing dozen books and impacting millions of people. But it started here. There's no excuse. It doesn't matter where you came from, it doesn't matter the roads you've been down, it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter. You could do it.
When I was in 5th grade, and I felt ashamed for being poor. My parents had gotten divorced. My mom was a waitress, and she was raising 4 kids on a waitress income. And so I was wearing hand-me-downs for my brothers that were almost a decade older than I was. One of the most popular kids in school, he came up to me when I was wearing bell-bottom jeans in the 80s, which were not cool back then, and he pushed his shoe at the bottom of my flared-out jeans, and he said, "Ding dong," and he rang the bell on my bell-bottoms. All the kids laughed, and I wanted to shrink up and disappear. And I linked up in my mind that being poor meant people don't like you, and being rich, having cool, nice things, people want to be around you, people want to be your friend. I just felt sick to my stomach every time I'd have to go to school, and I just wanted to be invisible. So elementary school was hard, junior high was even harder, high school kind of sucked too. And then I graduated college and I got a job, and I knew the first day of that job that this was going to be a job I didn't like. But I had this idea for a business that I was going to start. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to work here for maybe 4 months or so, just collecting a paycheck to support me while I get my business off the ground. There was this guy that worked there. His name was Charles. And he was a short guy from the military. One day, he just walked up to me and he started calling me a loser and giving me the L on his forehead. Every time he would see me at the office, he would just come up to me and be like, "Loser," in front of everybody. All of a sudden, I didn't know what to say, and I felt like I regressed all the way back to, elementary school when I was getting teased back then. And that was really the straw that broke the camel's back. I just remember laying in bed one night next to my girlfriend thinking, how did I end up in this life? Working at a job I hate, in a company that sucks, and having this dream for a business that was going nowhere, and a relationship that's not working, completely out of shape and miserable. I felt like a stranger in my own life, and I felt alone and lonely laying right next to this woman that I loved. I didn't know what to do, but I'd heard of personal coaching, and through a friend, I was introduced to my first personal coach. I talked to her on the phone, and for the first time ever, I had somebody that I could talk to, that I could share, the challenges I was going through, that could challenge me and say, look, I believe in you. You can do more than this. I started working out regularly. I started taking action to grow my business. My company I would call big stores and restaurants to see if they would want to sell their gift cards on my website. And then finally, I got a hold of somebody at Borders Bookstore. They were the first company to finally say, yes, we'll partner with you, but you have to pay for them up front. So I said yes, and I bought $25,000 worth of gift cards. I got lots of stores and restaurants to say yes now, since I was buying them up front. But as I started taking more action on my business and exercising again, I felt alive again. Eventually I quit that job, and I was working for myself full time. Even when my business was going good, I was constantly worrying about money. And in the first 2 years, I struggled to pay my mortgage. I was constantly worrying about whether I could pay my bills. My income went up and down. I was maxed out on all my credit cards. I remember I was taking out the garbage one day, and I was just thinking, oh my God, it's so hard working for myself and being my own boss. Maybe I should just go back to having a regular job. And since I was taking out the garbage, I thought maybe I should become a garbage man, because then maybe I can get a steady paycheck and some benefits. And even though it might be hard work physically, I just thought, I wouldn't have to think so hard, because I was just feeling burned out from working so many hours but not making a lot of money. And then I thought, I'm just gonna quit. And that's when I talked to one of my best friends, and he said, dude, you can't quit. And he challenged me to read a book a week. And so I read a book a week for 36 weeks in a row. One of the books was a book called The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. And in the book, he talks about how if you do work you don't love, if you bake bread with bitterness in your heart, you'll bake a bitter bread. Now I realize that passion is everything when it comes to having your own business. It's got to be something you're really interested in. It's got to be something you're excited about. And I wasn't super passionate about my business. I was excited to be able to work for myself, but ultimately I wasn't super passionate about it. And I just said, well, you know what? If I lose my house, I lose my car, but I'm doing what I love, then so be it. And that's when I thought, well, maybe I could be a personal coach. And so I started marketing myself as a coach, and I just started focusing on doing what I love, trying to help more people. And just being focused on helping people, eventually my business started taking off, started getting more and more clients, helping more and more people. Eventually a handful of coaches asked me if I could help them share my secrets with them and help them grow their business. And that's when I realized that all the things that I had to learn through trial and error, I could share with other coaches, and they could become successful much faster than I did. My company's made the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies in North America, and we've done it for the last 3 years in a row. So my advice to anyone wanting to achieve high levels of success, don't just hope to be a millionaire, don't just dream to be a millionaire, decide to be a millionaire. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, whatever goal you want, you can have it. All you have to do is decide to have it, and your success is inevitable if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to take action to make it happen in the world, and if you're willing to do the work on yourself and work through your fears, your doubts, your limiting beliefs. try something out and have it not work out. You got to be willing to be criticized by other people, even take risks, financial risks. The most valuable things I learned were how to let go of the poverty mindset, the welfare mindset that I grew up in, and to have a much more abundant mindset. When I grew up feeling like I was poor, in reality, I was even rich back then. I just didn't realize it. But when you let go of the fear of not having enough, then you realize that there's always been enough, and there always will be enough. The richest person in the world isn't the person with the most money, it's the person with the most gratitude. It comes from knowing that there's always been enough, there always will be enough, and there's even more coming. More great stuff is on its way.
We're gonna have a kindness rap battle. So, this is how it's gonna work. Each one of them have to come up with a kindness idea. So, he could say, help somebody cross the street. You could say, pick up a piece of trash. The first person to stutter and be like, loses. Are you guys ready? First one.
Lend someone a toy.
Lend someone a toy.
Be respectful.
Be respectful.
Recycle.
Recycle.
Good story.
Oh! Kindness takes a ton of bravery. When I was a little kid, when I was in kindergarten, there was this girl in my class, and her name was Christy, and every single day she would come to school wearing this necklace, right? And it was an important necklace. It was given to her by her great-grandma. Well, one day we walked into a tiny lunchroom, much like your guys's, right? And she gets her lunch tray, she takes off her necklace, sets it down next to her lunch tray, begins to eat her lunch. And then the bell rang, it was time to clean up, so she cleans up her mess, throws her leftovers in the trash, turns around to walk outside to go out to recess. But right before she gets outside the door, she stops, and she feels her neck. Guess what she just did? She accidentally threw it away. And now she looks over the trash can, and instantly she starts to what? She starts to cry. That she cared about this necklace so much that she walks over to that trash can crying, taking out piece of trash by piece of trash to find the necklace that her great-grandma gave her. But then I saw this from across the way. I see that she's digging through the trash, so I walk over to help her. But right when I get about like 5 feet from her, I stop. And I think to myself, wait a minute. You see, if I help her, all my friends are gonna laugh and tease me for digging through the trash can. They're gonna make fun of me for doing something nice and kind to a girl. And so I had a choice. I could either do the right thing, something I know in my heart is the right thing to do, but if I do it, I'm gonna get made fun of. Or I could play it safe and walk away. So guess what I did? I ended up walking away. Was that really brave? Was that really nice and kind? No, you see, if you want to be a world changer, you have to be braver than I was when I was your age. So here's an important question that I'm going to ask you guys. How many of you sitting in this room right now would have helped her? Wow. There's some people out there that think kids like you can't change the world. Is that true? No. You see, the secret in order to change the world, it's not doing all these big, huge acts of kindness. It's about doing all the simple, small things every single day. If you guys want to be someone to make a massive difference in the world, then there's some important steps that you guys have to follow. The first step to change the world, everyone say this. Everyone say start small. Now, step number 2, everyone say be brave. Step number 3 is the fun one. Everyone say be kind. You guys have one mission every single day. Every single day when you wake up and you look in the mirror, I want you guys to say this. I want you guys to say, today, I'm gonna make the world better than I did yesterday. The only thing that matters is by the time you lay your head to rest tonight, you can say that I made a difference. I made the world better than I did the day before. If you just do one simple act of kindness, trust me, our world will be a better place. Everybody say, we can change the world.
You are sick. Get help. You're retarded.
And then Kiera says, OMG. At which point Emma goes, don't you ever brush your teeth? I bet the camera is dying of your breath. And oh my God, I can't say more. There's so much more things about you, like your ugliness. And then Zoe says, okay, please don't post videos. Please. Now just pay attention to how this room feels right now. Behind that screen is a real human being with emotions, with feelings, with hopes, goals, and dreams. There's this huge thing that will either hurt your chances or help your chances of making it all happen. We're talking about your life online. Let's say that someone in this very room wants to be in the NHL. Because I'm a coach in this day and age, you can hop on Google, look up your name, and you happen to be someone named Zoran. And I see that Zoran, once upon a time, put a comment underneath a video that said, child, you are sick, get help, you're retarded. Do you think that in this moment, for me, someone who can give you an opportunity to do something you want in life, I would keep him or cut him? The fact that I've probably cut this dude before he's even been told he's on the team is exactly why you have an incredible opportunity. Because if you want to hurt yourself and others, hey, online, great place to do it. So this is an example of someone who might have never even known they were going to get the best opportunity possible to achieve their goals, to maybe get that dream job, to go all the places they want to go. They might never know that they lost that opportunity over a simple comment. We don't say this to scare you. We say this to excite you. We say this to get you motivated and inspired and empowered to approach your life online in a way that actually relates to all the things you say you want to achieve in life. Here we go. I've got a post ready to go. I get to ask myself a couple questions. What's the first question? Is it true? And if it's not true, what do I do? But if it is true, what do I do? And the second question, is it? Is it? And if it's not kind, what do I do? We're not dealing with cell phones. We're not dealing with iPads. We're not dealing with someone on the screen. We're dealing with an actual human being.
This program belongs in every single classroom that's out there.
Your life online can help become a veterinarian, help learn a language, help meet amazing people. What do you want to say to the world? Live your life online in a way that helps you get all those things that you say you want in life. So the question becomes, who do you want to be?